Hello everyone, this is Aegis again, and we do have the second game between Cornell University and the University of Florida. We do have here Hua spawning as the pink Terran player playing for the University of Florida, and on the other side I do have PiuGrave spawning as the purple Zerg playing for Cornell University. We'll see which team is able to pull ahead in this game. These games are quite exciting. Zeris did talk about them during the weekly report, so I decided to cast these games for you guys. We'll see what these players are able to do. This map is Shakura's Plateau. Shakura's Plateau does favor the Zerg getting a bunch of expansions because your opponent will never spawn in close positions to you. They always spawn halfway across the map where there are these rocks guarding here. And if Terran did spawn over here, we do have Zerg having the ability to break the rocks down and get a nice safe third base out here as well. So we do have these close positions. Terran can decide to break down these rocks and then break down the Zerg's rocks as well, and go for an attack through this way, and it will make the rush distance much shorter. We do have a barracks on the way for Hua now. And we do have PiuGrave saving up for his spawning pool, is going to start scouting out with his drone. Definitely does want to see where the Terran player is. Going to start moving out there. Where is he going with this drone? Is he actually scouting in this direction? For future reference, don't scout in these directions because that's not where your opponent will be. You definitely want to scout across map first. Unless there's some sort of glitch that causes your opponent to spawn here, but that's never going to happen. So we do have the spawning pool now on the way for PiuGrave, and we do have gas now being mined by Hua. So we'll see what these players decide to build during this game. Terran can actually easily secure his natural expansion. There's a nice narrow ramp to his natural expansion, as well as this narrow ramp here that he can easily guard. Zerg is also safe to do a fast expansion because this is a rather large map, but he is opting for the safer pool gas build first. We do have PiuGrave now finishing up the pool. We might be seeing, yes, we do have a queen on the way and 2 Zerglings. Nice standard build here, definitely wants to get the scouting out there. We do have a drone now over here, gonna scout around. We do have the factory now coming down for Hua. He's spending that first 100 gas on the factory. No reactor here, so we'll see if double Hellions do decide to come out. No Marine out, actually. You don't see a Marine in here anyways, but in here anywhere. He is now opting to get the reactor. Gonna be a pretty fast factory here, actually. Because he did decide to not get that that Marine out here. We do have an engineering bay nearly 100% complete here, being nibbled on by these Zerglings. Gonna be able to delay that expansion, except that PiuGrave doesn't have enough money for that expansion anyways, so this delay is not doing that much damage yet. He's just making more Zerglings now. He is forcing, Hua is forcing PiuGrave to make a couple more Zerglings than he normally would like, and now he will be able to get down that expansion. We do have Hua starting his expansion command center as well, just going straight for that. Going to be able to get a nice strong economy up in the early game. It's quite a fast expansion for Terran as well. So we do have 2 queens out now for PiuGrave. Is going to use 1 queen to guard the natural expansion, do some larva vomiting there. Going to move 1 queen back to the main. And we do have additional drones being produced here. Tons of drones coming out. Always a good mark of a Zerg player, producing tons of workers and then starting to produce units. Once you spot your opponent moving out for an attack, we do have a Hellion now out on the field. Gonna get surrounded by those speedlings. Speed is finished now. That Hellion not quite being able to do that much damage. We'll see double Hellions being produced here. We do have Hua adding on a tech lab to his barracks. We'll see what he decides to do with that. Zerg's natural expansion is almost complete. Still producing plenty of drones there, and now morphing the lair. We'll see what kind of tech he decides to do with that. Well, maybe some mutalisks or something of that sort. Then we have 2 extra barracks coming down for Hua now. His natural expansion is also complete. Is going to morph that into an orbital command. Going to get that extra energy before he moves out. We do have a spine crawler coming up for PiuGrave. He can actually get a wall of spine crawlers here, get a nice kill zone over here, and be able to do some mass muto play. We'll see if he decides to do that. He is grabbing the gas at his main. Oh, no double gas on his natural yet, so we'll just see what he decides to do real soon. 4 Hellions now moving into the natural expansion for Hua. He's going to try to roast away these drones. The Queen's doing a nice job of blocking the ramp. The Hellions not quite able to make it up. They're going to do some roasting action on those Queens. Almost losing a Hellion there. Bad control by Hua. He needs to move that Hellion to the rear. That spine crawler is up, so we will... Yes, there's the control there by Hua. Going to move that Hellion back. Spine crawler is up, so we'll be able to deny this harassment. We have Zerglings now moving back a little bit, and now the command center is floating out. We do have a stim pack on the way for the infantry as well, starting to pick up some additional tech. A starport out now on the way for Hua. We'll see what he decides to do with that. The Hellion's getting almost surrounded there. Not enough Zerglings to do that, so he does move back. So we do have the Hellions moving over here. We have one at almost dead. It's only got 4 health left. Gonna move back up here. Zerglings not quite numerous enough. Still producing plenty of drones for PiuGrave. Not afraid of this at all. I'm not sure what the spectators are pinging about, but I don't see anything over here that's all that special. We do have the starport now finished. Stimpack is also now finished for Hua, and he is getting up a nice Marine Marauder ball. Gonna be able to keep those Hellions alive, repairing them up. Gonna be able to fight for another day. We have additional mules being thrown down. We have PiuGrave grabbing another spine crawler as well as his gas here. We do have a spire on the way now. I think he should have grabbed the gas a little bit earlier so that he could produce much more Mutalisks at once. So we do have this. We do have the spire as well as a couple of lings out here. He does look like he has plenty of money saved up. He needs to grab an expansion with that extra money here. I don't see any extra larva here. His queen is a little bit late on that larva vomit, as we do see 40, almost 50 energy building up on that queen, and we also do have almost 100 energy on this queen. Gotta watch that for in your replays. Make sure that you do have good larva vomit times. We have the Hellions moving out again, as well as the Marine Marauder ball following closely behind. That spire is now finishing, but this attack might just hit before any Mutalisks are out on the field. Gonna start roasting away at those Zerglings. Gonna stop that creep from spreading as well. PiuGrave has tons of money. His macro is slipping real hard. He's got 1,600 in the bank, and at 64 food, it is not a position you want to be in as a Zerg player. He is grabbing this third base over here. We do see 7 Mutalisks on the way now. Hua is moving up here, gonna stim those Marines, and Marauder's gonna be able to take out a bunch of drones here. All the drones pulling off the line here, and as well as the Queen doing some nice transfuse action, but the Queen herself getting taken out there. 150 minerals down the drain. The Hellions still doing plenty of damage. This spine crawler gets another transfuse, and now the Mutalisks are out, but all there are Marines. Gonna be able to shoot all of those Mutalisks out of the sky before they're able to do any harassment. We are being forced to back out of here, but we do see PiuGrave taking grave losses here. He has barely any drones now mining at his natural expansion. He still has a huge trust fund. You take a look at the units lost tab, and it does look like Hua is plenty ahead. He's not building up a trust fund. Always a good way to play. Mutalisks and Zerglings now moving out here. Bad positioning hit by Hua, but he is very far ahead. He's now reinforcing with a couple of SCVs as well as some more Marine Marauders. Do have additional Marines stimming there. Going to almost take out that Mutalisk, but not quite. We do have, if we look at the production tab, Queens now being produced. PiuGrave still having that trust fund, unable to spend his money because he has no Queens for the larva vomit. Gonna move in here, gonna do plenty of damage to that drone line. Not sure what the spectators are pinging about. I don't see anything on the map. We do have these Marines and Marauders taking out tons of drones there. The losses are huge for PiuGrave. We do have this one medevac here hanging in there with 42 HP. We do have the SCV here to repair it. This Queen spawning and then gonna get taken out once again. Not even losing a Marauder for that exchange. We have that one Mutalisk now flying over here, a little bit lonely there. Not quite having enough buddies to help it out. We have additional drones being pulled off the line here. We do have PiuGrave getting his Queen out. Also Hua pulling back, gonna load his medevac and then just pull right on back. Also gonna be grabbing another expansion here. We do have a siege tank now out, so a Marine tank now is out on the field. We do have these Marines moving up here. Gonna see no drones, so they're gonna go ahead and move back. The Sea Shank sieging on its own Marines. Those Zerglings do a nice surround, gonna be able to clean up the Sea Shank real easily. But we do have a stream of Terran reinforcements. I think he should actually ball up instead of just rushing everything in here. He does have quite strong production here, continuing to produce everything while he continues to harass and attack. Zerg's drone count does look quite thin. He only has 22 drones left. We do have Terran running at 59 SCVs, so this is plenty of damage. It does look like PiuGrave will be losing this game shortly. He does not have that many units left. He's producing he has 6 Zerglings. He's producing 2 Queens and 4 Zerglings, but it's not quite enough to hold off the stream of Marines just pouring out of the Terran base. Even Siege Shanks coming to reinforce. He's going to stim up over here and take a look at this base. Going to be able to take that base out as well, but there's nothing mining here. It's just 300 minerals worth of paperweight. We do have PiuGrave still sitting on $1,000 each on both the minerals and the gas. Huge trust fund, something bad, something he needs to work on for the future. We do have additional Marines moving out over here. A huge stream of reinforcements. Gonna finally grab that reactor on the starport here. We do have additional tanks being produced, as well as in the second factory. We do have a drop over here, but it's not quite dropping. This medevac is gonna get taken out by this queen here, but this stream of reinforcements doesn't even matter for Huad losing those 2 medevacs. Sea Shank here in a slightly bad position. If there were hydras or roaches or something, they could range it from the high ground, but there's nothing of the sort, so there's no worry for Huad. PiuGrave does GG out of this game, so we do have the second game going to Cornell University's, or wait, I can't remember. So I think it's Cornell. So we do have it tied up at 1-1. I do remember that the opposite teams won. So we are tied at 1-1 now. We'll be going right into game 3.